Greetings, fellow humans. This is Pat Callahan from White-Tukee. You're listening to another great podcast on the Four-Eyed Radio Network. Yeah.
Hi, this is Kyle from Arcade Bros. If you're like me, you like a little joy in your life. We're proud to present that we are sponsored by America Joy Print Shop. If you need cut vinyl, store lettering, business printing, forms, card magnets, and anything else printing needs, America Joy is the one for you. When you contact America Joy, just tell them the Fern sent you.
Hello, America, or should I say non-America, because the government has shut down, and that means you're not getting paid if you're a veteran or an old fart.
Yeah, pretty much.
How do you feel about that, Pat?
Well, yeah, I'm not real happy about it, but as long as they open things up within the next couple of weeks, then it should be good. But of course, he already said that if they don't raise the debt ceiling, we're still screwed. So that's what, October 17th, I think they're supposed to.
Yeah, so they got little
So
ways
yeah, who knows? Who knows?
Who knows what will happen? Again, as you might as well have guessed, I'm Steve O'Mooney with my heterosexual life mate,
Pat Callahan.
and we are all White-Tukee. We'll probably talk a little bit about this government thing. Nothing too much because Pat and I could care less about politics half the time.
Yeah, usually, but now it's like affecting.
Yeah,
my
when
life.
it affects money that comes into your pocket.
Yeah,
it's something that we're.
I know.
talking
All of
about.
a sudden, I had to start paying attention to what's going on. I'm like, wait a minute,
Wait,
what the hell?
No.
Dang it!
What do you mean I have no money?
Damn you, politics!
Damn you, diabetes. That
Diabetes.
guy's probably pissed.
Probably. Wilford Brimley.
Yeah, Wilford Brimley.
He's got one of the coolest names around, though. That guy.
Wilford Brimley.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wilford Brimley. Do you have diabetes?
I got diabetes.
Diabetes.
Diabetes is a horrible condition. It makes my medication makes me crazy.
Yeah, I
My
heard like
medicine-
obese people are a protected class now too.
What?
Yeah, it's like a
Obese people are protected. What are they, like endangered
Wait.
animals?
They're saying that like employers can't discriminate based on weight now. So like if you're hugely fat or like rail thin, they can't discriminate against you.
Okay, well, I can see the rail thin people, like, because they obviously have a problem, but to me, a fat condition, unless you have, like, a huge thyroid problem, which is never the case,
Yeah.
you're just lazy.
Well, I'm just thinking about some of the jobs that like require physical labor. Like they can't discriminate against them anymore. So, if you get some like giant fat guy in there who's like, oh yeah, I can lift 100 pounds. Yeah.
100 pounds of hamburgers
Yeah,
in
that's
my
true.
mouth. Oh, how delicious diabetes.
Yeah. But yeah, anyways.
Anyways, well, you can follow us
Tangent.
on the Facebook on facebook.com/allwhite2key. We're also part of the Four-Eyed Radio Network. You find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Zune Marketplace, BlackBerry Podcasts, Victoria, Mirror Guide, and Double Twist. We're also on Spreaker, and we're actually doing pretty well on Spreaker. Spreaker? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Anyways, but we're also brought to you by America Joy Print Shop, the official sponsor of the 4i Radio business cards, flyers, posters, banners, vinyl cuts, and more. Visit americajoy.com and tell us the Fern sent you. So, speaking of which, what we've been up to this week is Patrick's life is pretty much in turmoil now because of the fucking government.
Yeah. Well, I'm just waiting to find out what happens. We're good for right now, but... And then we got a little bit of savings for next month if they don't get things sorted, but...
Yeah, I'm going to have to borrow that money.
Oh, okay.
To buy stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
I like how no one can see our eyes move. So this is just for us. This is just for us.
Dead air.
I love Dead Air. Dead Air is the greatest movie known to man. You ever seen Dead Air?
No.
Oh, it's great. These guys get on an airplane and they're flying. It's like a 2.5 hour movie, all right?
It's an actual thing?
No.
Oh.
I was
You
trying to
had
pitch an idea
You
for
had me going
Hollywood.
there for a
Yeah,
minute.
it's Christopher Walken and Al Pacino on a plane called Dead Air. This is the movie, and they, all the stuff's going on. They have no idea, and then finally they land, and then when they check on the pilot, there was no pilot
Oh,
because he was dead air.
right. Yeah.
And you know what tips you off? Because you never hear the pilot go, yeah, we're approaching Cleveland, and skies are pretty sunny. It's about 72 degrees out, so I might want to bring a sweater. And yeah, dead air.
Yeah.
Rated G.
Rated G
Yeah.
for gophers.
Oh, I was gonna say good times.
Or good times. Good times and gophers.
Yeah, we shouldn't discriminate against gophers. Gophers are people too,
Yeah. Yeah.
because these gophers, former gophers, now are loafers. I forgot that song.
All right. We're off to a good start.
We're up to a grand start. Anyway, so that's what you've been up to this week.
Yeah, and I also found out I might be on PBS.
Oh, yes.
Which
Let's
is,
talk about this.
Interesting. Well, so I'd submitted
Now,
this
what
show.
is PBS?
It's public broadcasting system, I think.
Yeah. No,
or
it's just
station. Maybe station.
It's station.
Yeah. Well, there's a show called Check Please Arizona where they have people basically talk about their favorite restaurants. So I'd submitted this sushi place my wife and I go to like years ago. So when they called me the other day, I had no clue what they were calling about. They're like, "Oh, is this Patrick's?" I said, "Yes, this is so and so from PBS." And of course, my first thought is, "Don't ask me for money, please." They're like, "Oh, you sound a little confused. Do you know why we're calling?" I said, "No,
You're like, I didn't murder anyone.
no, sure don't." Well, it turns out they wanted to talk about that restaurant and possibly have me on the show.
Very
So,
nice. So we're going to have to plug that if you get on the show. Of course, no one watches PBS. That's probably the only time I watch PBS, though.
Yeah, me too. I don't ever watch PBS.
You know what you should do? You should, while you're reviewing the restaurant, just, drop, Florida Radio. And, yeah.
Yeah, I should. Yeah.
They'll be like, what? What was that?
Yeah.
Or if you sit down and be like, can I talk to Elmo?
Yeah. I think you have to have dinner with Elmo. I think that's part of the deal.
Well, you're not underage, so
Yeah.
it's not going to go how you planned.
Dinner with Elmo.
You heard about that, right?
No.
You didn't hear about the guy who voiced Elmo, had sex with, underage kids?
Ugh. That's gross.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Man.
So now Elmo's dead to me.
Yeah. Well, Sesame Street got ruined already. I heard they changed, the Cookie Monster to, the Veggie Monster or something. And he's green now instead of blue.
Oh, is he?
I think so. Someone was telling me about it.
Okay, because I remember when they got rid of his "C is for Cookie and That's Good Enough for Me" song. They said they made a new song called "Cookies is a Sometime Food" because
Yeah.
parents were bitching and complaining about how Cookie Monster made their child fat. And I'm like, okay, first of all, if Cookie Monster broke into your house and physically force-fed your child cookies, then yes.
No, dumb. You made your own kid fat.
you neglected your child like most of America.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? They're always telling us to save kids in Kenya and Africa and send donations. It's like, well, you can't even help the kids we have here.
Yeah. Well, the funny part is okay, kids usually learn things by watching their parents.
Yeah.
So, if you got a fat kid, odds are you're fat yourself. If you don't teach your kids that it's good to get physical exercise and take care of yourself and eat right, then they're not going to do those things. Shocker.
Yeah, look at Family Guy. I mean, Peter Griffin's huge and Chris is fat.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's,
there you go.
I mean, it's a cartoon, but, it's, I'm going to say it's sound logic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, can I have 75 chicken vaginas?
Yeah.
So
were we
already
talking
I have to
about
say
again?
I've already dropped the F-bomb, and that'll probably be the only F-bomb I dropped today. I apologize. We tried to clean the show up. I was actually going to have a rant because I did go for a job interview today. And the job interview was fantastic, but what didn't go fantastic is me trying to get out of the parking garage. But I'm going to have to save that for Socially Awkward tonight because, I'm going to be dropping a lot of swears. So, Pat pretty much already heard the gist of it off the air. But if you want, we could jump into some show topics. So Pat and I are still working with some show topics. We just came up with one called Pat's Beer Corner. He actually, let's talk about this right now. I know it's trying to put you on the spot, but Pat brought over this Belgian beer, which I thought was little bottles of champagne.
Right.
And it's fantastic. This has been I haven't had, I'm trying to remember when the last time I had a good beer that I was just like, whoa, like I was just like blown away by. So without further ado, we'll try them up with theme music segments. So we'll just go, Pat's beer corner, he's probably drunk again.
All right. Well, yeah, the beer I brought over is actually, it's a Belgian Lambic. And those are characterized by, basically, it's what occurs is spontaneous fermentation. And a lot of them, they mix fruit and stuff in with them. Some are just kind of dry, but most of them have fruit. And a traditional Lambic, oddly enough, can only be made in Belgium. Like, you can come close trying to brew it yourself, but you'll never get a traditional one because the way it's made is they kind of leave it exposed to the elements over there. And so you'll get things like flowers and other crap falling into the beer, and then it gets like all this bacteria going on. And that's what actually starts the fermentation process. And so you can't approach a real lambic without having the flora and fauna of Belgium. So that's only one of many Belgian styles. Belgians are my favorite. They got tripels, doubles, things like Chimay is an awesome one. That's one of my other favorites.
That was just my transformer going off.
Oh, nice. But yeah, actually Shock Top is based off of a Belgian white ale.
That is true. They actually came out with they have a pumpkin one right now.
Yeah.
Of Shock Top. I saw that at the store yesterday, actually.
So, yes.
But I heard it's weird right now. Everyone says it's way too early to be buying Oktoberfest and pumpkin-flavored beer right now.
Well, what's funny about that is I think traditionally Oktoberfest happens in Germany before October.
Well, the Germans never did follow the rules. We Germans, we don't care.
Yeah, so I wouldn't say it's too early.
I say it's never too early for a beer.
Yeah, and I love pumpkin beer, too.
No, it's good. I mean, I like a Boston Lager. I like the Oktoberfest brewskis that they come up with.
The best pumpkin beer I've ever had is, I believe it's called Buffalo Bills. It's the one with, like, the black label. That's the best one.
Whoa. Why you gotta label everything, bro?
Yeah, because some hardcore like that.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Our ratings are going. We're brought to you by NPR. But no, I like this because Pat has introduced me to new booze, which is delicious. It goes down really smooth. Way too smooth. Like, we're drinking this black cherry one right now, and it literally tastes like black cherry soda without like the carbon, the fizziness of it. And it goes down really smooth, and like I'm rocking on an empty stomach right now, so I have a feeling
it's like beer champagne. Really.
That perfectly describes it. Thank you.
It's like beer champagne. So, and I love me some champagne too.
Yeah, champagne's pretty good.
Yeah, I like making mimosas.
I like mimosas too. Every time I go to Mimi's Cafe, I always get a mimosa.
Yeah, well, we have that over Easy right across the street from us.
Easy.
Yeah, it's an awesome restaurant. You can order mimosas.
Should we do like restaurant-like? We should. Okay, now we're coming up with more segments. We're going to talk about. We should go to like different restaurants and then talk about them.
Oh, we tie one on pretty good when we go to Over Easy. We actually got cut off there one time before we even like sat down. Well, it's because the previous time we'd gone in with a couple of friends of ours who are notorious boozers. And
Pat,
they racked up a pretty substantial
They're
bar
alcoholics.
Bill.
It's okay.
Yeah. Well, we racked up a pretty substantial bar bill at breakfast the time prior. So then when my wife and I went in there next time, we ordered our one mimosa and then tried to get another one. And it took them like half an hour. They had to make sure that we ate our breakfast first and everything. And they're like, okay, now you can have another one. I'm like, come on, man. I'm not like just barely 21. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, I don't get it's so weird. You know what's actually really weird? So I was just having a discussion last night before my sister's podcast, but technically this gets released on Tuesdays, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, I just realized when I went to get my copy of Grand Theft Auto 5, they didn't card me.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to say, like, I look young or anything like that. It has something to do with that, which is weird is every other place that I've gone to before I picked up this game and bought a mature game, I always got carded. They always ask me my date of birth, and that's fine. I understand they're trying to crack down on the video game thing and stuff like that, which I think is fine. I mean, I have no problem with it because obviously I'm above, the mature adult, so I can buy anything that I freaking want now, but
yeah.
I just still think it's stupid that it was just weird that this is like the biggest game that they always complain about, that they always say there's so many problems, so many, oh my god, this thing is, it's ruining, which is great because this game is so outlandish that I don't think they can even say you could like they could criticize the game for like violence because it's so like far beyond everything that Grand Theft Auto's been. Like they just went over the top on it. So it's like they're just like, yeah, we don't care anymore. We're just gonna do whatever we want to do, and if you don't like it, you don't like it.
Yeah.
But it was just weird. I just realized like, yeah, I didn't get carded for that game, which is kind of surprising. Though I will probably get carded for like another mature game that has like really like it'll be like Zombie Attack 5, and it's like I know zombies aren't real, so
yeah,
it's just weird. But speaking of ghoulish things, when I said zombies, like that segue.
Yeah, nice segue.
We're going to talk about some, we found some ghost stories. These aren't local ones, but I found them and I thought they were pretty amusing. So apparently, this is from unexplainedmysteries.com. Cher, we all know Cher. You believe in or if you remember Cher from the greatest movie ever, Mask.
Yeah.
Or you just, no?
Cher.
You never seen Mask?
Oh, I was thinking of The Mask. With
No,
Iron Mask with the weird kid who wants to go to Kokomo or whatever. He always played that stupid song.
Yeah, and he had like the weirdest like face in the world,
Yeah.
and his mom was
like,
Cher, and she's like, "You're beautiful."
Yeah, it's like Elephant Man merged with a teenage boy.
No, it was Elephant Man merged with Carrot Top.
Yeah, yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, I do remember that movie. I remember I got like a raging sunburn in California, and so I was like stuck in the hotel room, and they were having like a mask marathon.
Oh, you never know, with a Mask marathon, you can't go wrong.
Yeah,
I was waiting for Mask too, but
it never happened.
But anyways, apparently the pop diva recently revealed her own otherworldly experience during a question and answer session. The well-known, music person Cher has enjoyed numerous of other things, but now apparently she still reminded the close-up until Sonny's death in the skiing accident of 1998. 15 years on, however, it seems that Sonny might not quite be absent as most would believe. Now, what do you think? Do you think this... now, don't get me wrong, Cher, she's obviously a talented woman because she makes her money, does everything she literally is one of those women who knows how to keep out of the media eye. She doesn't really do too many things to draw attention to herself. So, like, literally, I have no beef with Cher. I'm not a Cher fan. Cher fan. This beer's kicking in. I'm not a Cher fan, but I have like no problems with her.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Do you think she's just she's a little crazy in her old age?
Maybe, I don't know.
Or do you think Sonny Bono is following her around?
Probably is. His ghost comes and hangs out with me too. So.
Oh, does he?
Yeah. Yeah, he's here right now.
Oh.
You didn't know?
No.
No, he's over there in the corner.
Oh. Hey,
yeah.
How's it going?
Yeah, he's combing his mustache.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
It's kind of sexy.
Yeah, he's a classy dude.
Yeah,
combs his mustache daily.
Nice. Well, he's looking good. A little pale.
Yeah, a little bit. A little translucent.
Yeah. But it's good to see you.
Yeah.
Sonny Bono. So we've had our first guest on the show, Sonny Bono.
Yeah.
The ghost of Sonny Bono, I should say.
Yeah.
So I just thought this was a weird story that popped up.
A
couple of other ghost stories. This one, haunted house spooks buyers. Woo! Now, I love how they do these Photoshop things.
Yeah.
The picture's great. Is this woman just sitting basically it was a woman in a sheet that they took a picture of sitting in the chair, and then they just like really like use that what is it called, opacity?
Yeah, I think
on
so.
her. So the first glance, a three-story French boutique style house in China. Why is a French house in China? Anyways, I'm never gonna get this. This is what happens when the government shuts down. French built their houses in China. In 1949, the wife of a high-ranking, I'm probably going to mispronounce this, high-ranking Kuomintang officer. Kuomintang? Does that sound?
That sounds close.
All right. Hakuna Matata? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll just say Hakuna Matata. A Hakuna Matata officer.
Yeah, Hakuna Matata.
Hakuna Matata. I think we just found tonight's episode's name. Hakuna Matata. Even in the 1970s, these people, okay, so apparently this woman died, and people won't buy the house because they think it's haunted by this dead woman from the 1949s in
Okay.
China. But how bad could that be? Unless it's like that one comedian chick that I hate. God, what's her name? You know, Grandma and Grandpa are gonna die.
Yeah.
Something Chow.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about
Yeah.
now.
If the house was haunted by her, I'd probably burn the place.
Yeah, that's when it's time to burn it down.
And then with the ashes, I would douse in acid.
Yeah.
And then urinate on it.
Yeah.
Just to be sure.
Just to make sure.
And then my favorite one is Ghost shows up on Facebook photo. So, which I don't know why they have to say Facebook photo. Just because you took a picture and then posted on Facebook doesn't technically mean it's a Facebook photo.
Well, maybe the ghost didn't show up until it was posted on Facebook.
Maybe. Well, then again, it's also one of these pictures where you see the woman. And what I love is they blacked out the woman's eyes. Who they really want to hide her identity, I guess, even though she has her dog in the picture as well.
Yeah.
And then in the background, you see this really faint, like, woman, like, in the screen door thing. And I'm like, okay, well, again, someone probably just photoshopped that. It doesn't look like that's the problem. Like, back in the day when you had, like, that's the problem. We all have digital cameras now.
Yeah.
When you didn't have digital cameras, like, you could believe this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It wasn't really that easy to do.
Well, you have, like, a Polaroid or something, too.
Yeah.
Like, whoa.
Holy Jesus. It's a ball of light.
Yeah.
I don't know why I just went into Adam West there for a bit.
Yeah.
Holy Jesus. It's a ball of white. Quickly, Pat, to the Belgium cave.
Yes, the Belgium cave.
Drunken, drinking. Hammered. Yeah, so that's pretty much the ghost news for today. Yeah, so anyways, we'll go back to some weird stories. This one I thought was funny. So a testicle-eating fish caught in the U.S. I like how they really, like, headline the story. This is from the Huffington Post. Yeah, so a Pacum-aged... Okay, this is what they're calling it, I think. A Pacum-aged dun, large testicle-eating fish, surfaced in Washington State. You know, maybe this is why the government shut down. Please don't eat the testicles. I don't know why we sound like this. So, so the pacu.
Is it like a pacu? P-A-C-U?
Oh, yeah, pacu.
There's a breed of fish, or type of fish called a pacu.
Okay,
it's same family as the piranha, only they're vegetarian.
Damn, there you go. But this is a pacu, which has come to be known as the testicle-eating fish. Looks like a piranha with dentures.
That's pacu.
Yeah, that's what it
they
says
look
here.
Like. Well, they eat nuts and everything too. Like, no pun intended.
Oh, jeez, that was great.
They eat as in tree nuts, not human nuts. Like, yeah, that's just part of their diet is like nuts. So I guess this thing got confused.
Oh, okay. So actually,
It's phonetically confused.
So actually, this fish was probably dumped into the lake after it's outgrew its owner's tank.
Yeah, you can get them to put in your aquarium. They're pretty badass fish. They look freaking sweet.
1, 2, pack you. Time for the pack you. It's time for the pack you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just like saying that. Pack you.
Yeah.
Hey,
I wanted to get one
you know
once.
what? You know what? Pack you. I think that's what we're going to use for swears now. Oh, you actually seem to know a lot about this. But you've done your fair share of fish tanking, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we have African cichlids right now.
I have no idea what those are. And why are you putting Africans in tanks? You racist slave bastard.
No, they're really colorful.
Oh.
It's the best way to get colorful fish.
Oh, look at you, racist.
Best way to get colorful fish without going into salt water. So
That's good.
yeah.
Now, would you ever do a saltwater tank?
At some point, probably. But they're a lot of work.
Well,
and
yeah.
I don't want to deal with it right now.
Now, technically, could you just like fill a tank with water and dump salt in it?
No.
And just be like, salt water, yeah.
If you want everything to die, you could.
Now, what about breeding mermaids?
Yeah, that I'm not sure about.
Oh, so you know all about the pacus, but you have no idea about mermaids.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I just think it's
failed
weird that they have to say it's a testicle-eating fish, which obviously it's technically not if it's eating vegetarian stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, unless it's going after like vegans.
Maybe that's just, man. If that's the case, we need to set them things loose everywhere.
Yeah, I would too.
Heck yeah.
But here's
Vegans.
something more on our level with a beer made from Meteor.
Yeah, I've
This
heard
is
of that.
called this is the Dogfish Heads Celtic Jewel Ale.
Mm-hmm.
Is made with lunar meteors.
Yep.
Now let's see. Now here's a beer that literally is out of this world. Ooh! I don't know why I went to like weird Dracula voice, but yeah, I've heard of Dogfish Head.
Yeah, they make a few good ones.
Make it first good one. So apparently, which let's see, produced from the engineer firm of ILC Dover, which makes spacesuits for NASA.
Mm-hmm.
So literally, it does take a rocket scientist to make beer.
This beer, anyways.
So how do you feel about this? Now it's probably like it costs like redunculous amount. I'm trying to see if they have a price on this.
Yeah, there was a beer that was made from ingredients they found in some like ancient Egyptian cask or something. It might even have been the beer itself. I don't remember exactly. I read about that one. I also read about this Meteor one before, and I don't know if it would be any good. But the Egyptian would probably. They think that the Egyptians were actually the people who came up with beer. So they hypothesize that.
I don't know. I mean, I would put, I wouldn't put it past them. I mean, they did create a lot of things, the Egyptians, which everyone claims that aliens came down and helped them,
they found actual like recipes to make beer and like what is it they call it? Not Sanskrit. Maybe it wasn't Sanskrit, but that would put it more in the Mesopotamian region. But I think it was Egyptian. I guess it would be in hieroglyphics.
Yeah, hieroglyphics.
But they found actual recipes to make beer. And they think the first time it was done was by accident, where somebody probably had some malts and barley and crap sitting out, and then it rained or something, and they're like, oh, shit, this is ruined. And then, oh, wait, it's making this funny liquid. Maybe I'll drink it. Then they did, and they got ripped, and they decided it was a good idea. Hence beer. Yeah, there was a documentary I saw a while back. I think it was called How Beer Saved the World. It was pretty good, actually. Because, the monks and stuff used to drink it because it was the only thing that would be, like, sterile and couldn't be contaminated because it's already, fermented and everything. Mm-hmm. So they would drink that instead of, like, drinking contaminated water.
Oh, that's true.
So
if you have a choice, drink beer.
Yes.
If you don't have a choice, you're a terrorist.
Yeah, exactly.
In
other words, if you value your health.
Before I get to this drunken gym teacher thing, I just saw, it's a video, but I didn't want to watch it, but I just was like, Scarlett Johansson, I guess she sat down with an interview and she gave away her SAT scores. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, who cares? She's hot.
Yeah.
Like, literally, do you think if she ever showed up at my door and she wanted to have sex with me, do you think really the first question that's going to come out of my mouth is, wait, what'd you get on your SATs?
It probably would.
No, why would I care? I didn't even take the SATs.
It probably would matter.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Because you need to have a written exam beforehand.
No. Maybe, no. No, I wouldn't. You're talking to me.
Ask a few math questions,
Yeah, I'd be like, 1 + 1 = boner.
Yeah.
And then I'd boner.
What were they?
No, I don't know. I didn't watch the interview. I was hoping it was a story, but it didn't.
It didn't say.
So, I mean, I'm guessing she's pretty smart because she's kind of made some really good decisions with her movie picking.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, there's a few actors and actresses, I think, who are actually members of Mensa.
Yeah, well,
it's escaping me at the moment who they are, but...
my ex was in Mensa, too.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. No kidding. It's pretty crazy.
I know.
It's like Genius Society.
I know. That's...
Wow. Sweet.
She wasn't that smart, though. It took her 5 months to realize to get in a relationship with me. Bazinga. I'm not doing too well. Okay, a Washington teacher who decided to get drunk during school hours. I don't see a problem with that. Have you ever been to school? Kids are annoying. I had to drink just to survive school.
Yeah, I don't blame him, really.
He claims he didn't do anything wrong and believes he should be back on staff after being fired. The former physical ed teacher at Chinook Middle School, oh, he's really moving up in the world, Eric Schock, yeah, it was a shock when he got fired, is now suing the school. Okay, what do you think? Like I can understand if you were wrongly fired and you want to sue the school, but okay.
It depends on what
kids,
the policy
okay, first
is.
off, kids aren't even allowed to show up stoned at school, and we're not allowed to drink at school. So if we're not allowed to do it, you're not allowed to do it.
It would depend on what the school board's policy is. I mean, if the guy had like a couple beers at lunch or something and then
came back,
but they didn't have a strict alcohol policy, then I think he'd be fine.
That's true.
But a lot of places have like a zero tolerance policy, meaning you can't drink at all while you're working, not even at lunch. You know, because I've known people that go to lunch, grab a beer, and then go back to work. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, if the guy was coming back, like, completely blasted out.
Well, let's see. His alcohol level of 0.15.
Yeah.
Nearly twice the legal limit of 0.08.
Yeah, okay. That's, yeah, they should.
Yeah, let's see. In February, an assistant principal noticed his breath stunk of alcohol around noon. The administrator also observed that Shocks had slurred speech and bloodshot eyes.
Okay. Yeah, he got fired legitimately.
Yeah, I don't think because I have a feeling if a judge is going to be like,
yeah,
really?
Like,
why are we doing this?
Why are you?
Actually, I don't even think it would go to court. It would probably get thrown out.
It'd get tossed that way before that.
That's so weird. Actually, if you think about it, though, because if you showed up drunk at school, like, as a student, like, probably back when we were going to school, didn't they just send you home?
I don't know.
And give you a suspension?
Probably,
because, like...
suspended, yeah.
Because, well, I understand you get suspended and stuff like that, like, but, I mean... Like, nowadays, you'd probably get, like, arrested because the DUI laws are so, like, crazy out here.
There was an incident, I think it was a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, at the high school where our teenager's going. Or I think it was in the band classroom. There was some kid who thought it'd be a brilliant idea to pass out vodka.
Those damn band kids.
He brought in a water bottle of vodka and was, like, passing it around to everybody.
Nice.
They just got, suspended. I don't think they got expelled or
Kids,
anything.
remember, if you want to get drunk at school, soak a tampon in vodka, and for you women, put it in your vagina, and for you men, put it in your butts. The more you know.
Wow.
Like, we have kids really listening to this podcast? I don't think so.
Ugh. I can't even imagine doing that.
Have you even heard of that?
Yeah.
I think so. I heard kids, like, I got kind of
horrid.
mad because I heard kids dumping vodka into their eyes because it gets to your bloodstream faster. And then I'm like, whatever happened to, like, drinking for the taste of drinking? Like, don't get me wrong, I like getting drunk as much as the next guy and having blackout nights and then waking up in some random person's apartment covered in blood, but that's besides the point.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's just stupid.
Yeah, so it's like there's so much. Well, even doing it, like, you put the vodka into your rectum or into your vag or anything like that, like, okay, sure, it gets you drunk faster, but it has a bunch of repercussion because it doesn't filter through your body like it should. Yeah. So that was the same thing. Kids were actually getting drunk off of hand sanitizer. So I even got even madder because I'm going, okay, first with meth came out.
Yeah.
I got mad because now when I have to go get Sudafed, I have to fill out like a 9-page report, making sure I'm not, making a meth lab or whatnot.
Right.
And now I'm like, okay, first hand sanitizer. Now I'm not a huge hand sanitizer person, but with my luck, one day I'll need to pick up a bottle of hand sanitizer, and then I'll need to fill out a 20-page like application for it to make sure that I'm not consuming it like a moron. Like, this is what I hate about the kids' future. Okay, all the kids these days, they think they're entitled to stuff, but they keep screwing things up for everybody else now. It's all like, I can't buy Sudafed without filling out paper. Everything I have to buy now, I have to fill out paperwork. Just don't try to get high off of milk, because I'm not filling out paperwork for milk.
It's like Robitussin and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, man.
Or what is it called now? Justin Bieber came up with, he was hanging with that rapper kid, and they came up with, like, syrup or something like that, and it's some, like, Robitussin mixed with, like, vodka. I don't know. It's just... It's like, I don't get kids these days. Just... I think Dennis Leary said it best. Whatever happened to smoking a couple of joints, having a bunch of Twinkies, and passing out, you know?
Yeah.
Kids, just go back to your roots. Just go back to your roots,
man.
Look.
That's haggard.
Marijuana is fine. Cocaine is fine too. I don't do it, but if you want to do it, go right ahead, and we can get rid of half of the population.
Yeah.
And heroin, go ahead and do that as well too. Make
And
sure you shoot your
die.
ring and die.
Yeah.
But I have no problem with that. See, that's the problem. I hate when they say we're going to legalize marijuana, it's going to reduce to legalizing more drugs. I'm like, look, what we should do, we should just give the drugs to the people that we already know is just dead weight. You know, kind of like
the Inspector Gadgets of the world.
Thank you. We should the Inspector Gadget. It's kind of like nature. Nature always has like a bunch of great animals, and then there's those couple that are a little off, right? What
Yeah.
happens to the little off ones?
They die.
They die.
Yeah.
So I think we should could help our population. I mean, China's got the right idea, right?
I don't know about that.
What do you mean?
China.
What have they done that's wrong?
They have haunted French houses.
Oh, that's
Come on.
Oh, yeah.
Give
I
me a
forgot about
break.
that. So back to Eric Schock. I don't think you should deserve a trial. In fact, I think you should deserve to be pulled down into the street and have a savage beating,
Yeah.
and then go back to your cardboard
So-
box and drink.
So, do you suppose he was drinking Shock Top?
Oh,
See what I did there?
yeah, I see what you did there. It was a real shocker for him
Ha ha ha.
when he
Got shocked out of the school.
system.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
know what? Yeah, I'm gonna use it. Yeah, we're sticking with that.
All right. Good talk.
Good talk. Okay, this is with a name like that, no wonder you got a flesh-eating bacteria. Henry Konzicki dies from a vibrio from a flesh-eating bacteria, from a saltwater bacteria, after wading in the river.
Which river, though?
That's what hopefully
The
they'll
Amazon?
find out. Well, it says Florida.
Oh, well, yeah, that's pretty...
Okay, he's a 50. Florida man dies after contact with a flesh-eating bacteria infected while wading in a river on Saturday. 59-year-old deadly infection just 28 hours after being exposed while setting crab traps
Oh,
in the Halifax River
okay.
in Valisa County, according to Orlando. So, I'm trying to think. When did we first find out about like the flesh-eating bacteria? Like, I mean, it's been pretty like new. Like, it's not like new, but it's not like it hasn't been around like AIDS.
I want to say at least a decade, if not longer ago.
So, how come we haven't figured anything out, like how we get this thing or whatnot? You know, it's like,
I think it's just, I don't know. It's one of those things.
or you just think someone's just thinning out the population again.
It could be.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So, if you found out you had a flesh-eating bacteria, would you deal with it, or would you just let it run its course? Like, would you go ahead with the amputee?
Well, yeah. I mean,
What if it's on your penis?
yeah. I would,
You just say goodbye to that?
Yep. Sure.
What?
You know. It's not that big a deal, really.
No, dude. That's what makes us men.
Yeah.
Get
You
rid of
can
that.
get a prosthetic.
What do you think you think we could just replace it like women do with their boobs? It's not the same.
Well, maybe not the same, but I think I'd prefer that to just expiring. Because, you know, then it would spread and you'd have some, like, horrid way to die, I'm sure.
Yeah, but then, like, I could film it and we could put it on YouTube and we could make a lot of
Wait, Steve slowly dies?
No, Pat slowly dies because I'll be filming you.
Right.
I'm not contracting this. I'm staying out of the water.
Oh, okay.
I got a lot to live for. What do you have? A family, kids,
Yeah.
finishing college, me, deadbeat dad without the kids. See, I got a lot going for me.
Yeah.
I think. Wait, do I have kids? I'm not sure. Anyway, so flesh-eating bacteria, it sucks. Don't get it, or Pat will film you dying.
Yeah. And, yeah.
Now, monkeys smarter than man. This is just a story about how some monkeys are able to figure out, have a better memory test than most humans.
Well, my memory sucks, so.
Pretty much. You know what you should get? You should. Oh, what's that? There's a website that you could like you play games, but it like helps your brain.
Lumosity. Yeah.
I wish they were sponsored.
They make you pay for it.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
It's because my memory's crap. Like if I don't like write myself a zillion little reminders and stuff, then I don't remember to do anything. It's amazing I remember to put on pants in the morning. Wait a minute.
I don't buy it. Yeah, so I kind of already knew monkeys had like... Well, okay, I'll put it this way. Of course a monkey's going to memorize this because it's a memory game, and the monkey's got nothing else to do because he's probably cooped up in a cage, and he's probably done with drinking his own urine and beating off rigorously. So all he's got going for him now is this memory game. So, of course, if you take a human and put him in there, the human has... Humans don't have that good of memory because you know why? We all have Google on our phones now.
Yeah, it's crippled people for sure.
It has. It really, like, the new generation, like, I do remember a lot of stuff still just because we had that training before we got the internet on our phones. And now it's all like, actually, you know what I do half the time? If I'm trying to think of something, I try to figure it out before I have to go to Google. Yeah. Like, that's what I usually do because I think I can't let the machine win.
Right. I do the same thing. Try to anyways, but yeah, my memory's just lame anyways, so short term anyways. Long term memory's pretty good, but my short term is like worthless. So
now, did you ever see Rise of the Planet of the Apes?
The new one? Or
yeah.
Parts of it.
It's such a good movie. Can't wait for the next one. But yes, I think monkeys should take over.
Yeah. All right.
Just so we can have the musical. Dr. Says, Dr. Says, bam, bam, bam. Dr. Says, Dr. Says. Bam,
sure.
Bam, bam. Sure. So we got a couple of minutes left, so I think we're going to talk about something that Pat and I both experienced last week after the show. Pat, Pat never got to see this movie, and so he asked to watch it. And from that moment on, Patrick has been scarred.
Yeah.
What movie we're talking about, you ask, is The Room.
Just awful.
It's a horrible movie.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's bad. It's bad.
Yeah.
It's bad. So, so when it first started, what did you think this movie was about before it got into?
Man, I still don't know what that movie was about.
Oh, I was just saying, what did you think just based off of the title? The Room.
You would think it's like it's supposed to be like a horror movie or something, like because it's The Room.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's actually good. Kind of is a horror movie though, because you have no idea.
Well, it's like a real life horror movie, and the horror is that you're watching the movie.
Well, I got the test results back. I definitely have breast cancer.
Yeah.
Yeah, you like that? You like that plot point? Yeah. Don't pay attention to it.
Yeah. Yeah, they never
I think the only plot point that they stick to is Mark cheating on his best friend.
Yeah, and that the main character's really creepy. Like that's carried throughout.
Wow, what a story, Mark.
Yeah.
My favorite is I did not hit her. I did not. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. Oh, hi, Mark.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like all mad, and then all of a sudden he's up there. And why is he walking out on the roof anyways? I mean, was he going to kill himself?
Actually, that's the weirdest part, too. I'm still trying to figure out that roof. Like, if you look at the house...
Yeah.
Like the townhouse, which apparently is an apartment.
I don't know.
And apparently Johnny has a lot of money for working at a bank because he's paying for one kid's college.
And apartment. Yeah.
And then he,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're trying to ask him for home loans and stuff. It's like, man. What does this guy do at the bank? Does he own the bank?
I don't know. He didn't tell because he says he has a big client. And then when Mark asks about it, he's like, I can't tell you. How's your sex life?
Yeah, like, terrible.
Terrible. So, Patrick, what would you rate The Room?
Man, I can't even come up with anything for that. Because it had its merit in the fact that it's so awful that you can at least make fun of it, but yeah, I'd give it like a 0.0000001 out of a million. It's pretty bad.
You gotta admit the soundtrack was pretty catchy.
No, I don't have to admit that.
I think you should.
Well,
because I'll start singing it.
Yeah. Ugh.
I would stand in the way of a bullet. I would run through a forest of fire. You are my fantasy dream come true.
That's beautiful, man.
That's what I'm going to play at my...
I'm shedding a tear right now.
I was going to say you're going to play at my wedding, but we know that's not going to happen.
Hey, you never know.
No, I know.
Yeah, you never know.
No.
You never know.
All I got going for me is banging fat chicks now.
I don't know. The ghost of Sonny Bono just said he'd marry you.
Yeah, but they haven't passed that bill yet.
Oh.
Where a man can marry a ghost.
Yeah, right.
And plus, once we get past that bill, then we have to make another bill for a man to marry a ghost man. So it's just complicated.
Yeah.
That's why the government shuts down.
That's the real reason?
Yeah.
Ghost marriage.
Ghost marriage.
It was a hot agenda.
It was a hot agenda.
Yeah.
It's about as hot as a Rod Stewart album.
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah.
Rod Stewart.
Well, I think that's going to wrap it up for us this week. We want to thank you all for tuning in. Again, you can find us on 4iRadio.com. Also like us on our Facebook page, Facebook/AllWhite-Tukee. Pat, you got anything to add?
Just do yourself a favor. If you've never had a Belgian lambic before, go out and get you one.
Go out and get you one. Maybe that should be our sign-off.
Go out and get you one?
Yeah, go out and get you one.
What? Yeah.
I don't know. We still haven't come up with a proper sign-off.
Yeah.
I want to say have a week, but that's already taken.
Yeah.
And enjoy your burritos has already been taken as well.
Oh.
So go out and take it.
Yeah. Go out and get you one.
Go out and get you one.
Whatever that one might be.
Hey, it could be that special woman in your life, or it could be that special man in your life, or it could be that special ghost in your life.
Yeah.
God. Maybe people should send us what we should.
Vote on us?
Yeah, vote on what our closing segment should be.
Yeah.
All right. Well, go out and get you one. This has been another fine production of the 4i Radio Network. For more great shows, check out www.4iradio.com. Yep, go out and get you some. Or get some. No, Sonny, no. That's a bad ghost.